Ladies and gentlemen, there are certain people in life whose very presence feels like a force of change. They don't just enter your world, they shift its axis. You may not notice it at first, but over time, their influence becomes undeniable. These individuals carry with them an energy, a light that somehow manages to illuminate the darkest corners of your doubts and fears. It's not always what they say, it's who they are and how they move through life. They inspire by simply existing as their authentic selves. When someone like this enters your life, you begin to see things differently. Your perspective broadens, and you find yourself thinking about possibilities you never considered before. They challenge you, not by criticism, but by embodying the very growth and change you aspire to. Their presence makes you question your limitations, and more importantly, it makes you believe in your potential. This kind of transformation is not forced, it's organic. You start to align with their energy, their vision, and their values, often without even realizing it. They have a way of making you feel seen, as though they recognize something in you that perhaps you've overlooked in yourself. It's not about dependence on them, but rather about the way they awaken a part of you that has always been there waiting to be ignited. Such a presence isn't loud or demanding. It's quiet yet powerful. It's the kind of influence that leaves you better than it found you, often without any grand gestures. And once you've experienced it, you realize that some people don't just walk into your life, they transform it. There is something profoundly powerful about witnessing resilience in action. It's not just the ability to endure, but the grace with which someone rises after every fall. Her resilience isn't loud or boastful, it's steady, like the beating of a heart that refuses to give up no matter how many times it's tested. She has faced storms that would break most people. Yet here she stands not just surviving, but thriving. Every challenge she encounters becomes a lesson in strength. She shows you that hardship is not the end of the story, but a chapter in a greater narrative. Watching her navigate life's trials teaches you that it's not the absence of pain that defines strength, but the courage to move forward despite it. She doesn't pretend the journey is easy, but she demonstrates that it's worth it. Her life becomes a blueprint for how to face adversity with determination, faith, and an unshakable belief in what lies ahead. Her resilience teaches that failure isn't a destination, it's a stepping stone. When things don't go as planned, she doesn't wallow in despair. Instead, she adapts, learns, and grows stronger. It's through her example that you begin to understand the importance of persistence. She shows that falling is not the problem, it's staying down that robs you of your potential. But perhaps the most remarkable thing about her resilience is how it inspires others. It gives you permission to be human, to falter, and to find your way back. It reminds you that strength isn't about never breaking, it's about how you rebuild. In her, you see the embodiment of hope, the proof that no matter how hard life gets, there is always a way forward. And that lesson, once learned, stays with you forever. True inspiration doesn't come from words alone, it comes from actions. She doesn't need to tell you how to live, how to strive, or how to overcome. She shows you. In everything she does, there's a quiet, undeniable power that speaks louder than any advice ever could. Her life becomes the proof that effort, integrity, and purpose can shape not only her path, but the lives of everyone who observes her. Her actions set a standard, a benchmark of what is possible when determination meets discipline. She doesn't just dream, she works, she builds, she creates. You see her put in the effort when no one else is watching. You see her stay committed, even when it's hard. And as you watch her, you realize that greatness isn't about waiting for the perfect moment, it's about making the most of every moment you have. Through her example, you learn that true leadership isn't about commanding others, but about leading yourself. She doesn't demand respect, she earns it by living authentically and consistently. Her actions reveal a character that is unshakable, values that are non-negotiable, and a heart that is deeply committed to making a difference. She shows you that real impact comes not from what you say, but from what you do. Her life is a constant reminder that the small daily decisions matter. The way she chooses perseverance over comfort, courage over fear, and faith over doubt sends a message stronger than any speech. She teaches that the greatest lessons aren't taught in words, but in the way you live. Watching her inspires you to move, to act, to believe that you too can make a difference by simply staying true to your purpose and putting in the work. There is something extraordinary about knowing someone is in your corner no matter what. Her support isn't fleeting or conditional, it is steadfast and unwavering. She doesn't just cheer for you when you're winning, she's there in the moments when you feel like you're losing, reminding you that your value isn't tied to success or failure. Her presence is a safe harbor, a place where you can be yourself, unfiltered and unguarded, and still be met with encouragement. Her belief in you is unshakable. Even when you doubt yourself, she sees the potential you can't yet recognize. She becomes the voice that reminds you of your strength when you're too tired to hear your own. She doesn't try to fix everything for you, but she walks beside you, making sure you never have to face your challenges alone. In her, you find not just a supporter, but a partner in your journey. What makes her support so powerful is its consistency. It's not just about grand gestures, it's the small, everyday acts of kindness and care that remind you someone is rooting for you. She listens when you need to be heard, advises when you're seeking direction, and sometimes she just sits quietly with you, offering the kind of solace words can't provide. Her support feels like a foundation, strong, stable, and always present. She teaches you the value of persistence, not just in your endeavors, but in relationships. Her support shows you that real connections are built on effort, trust, and an unwavering commitment to being there for one another. And as you experience her faith in you, you begin to believe in yourself a little more. It's through her quiet, consistent encouragement that you realize the power of having someone who truly believes in your journey. Her support doesn't just lift you, it transforms you. Empathy and understanding are rare qualities, and when someone embodies them, they have the power to touch lives in profound ways. She doesn't just hear your words, she listens to the feelings behind them. She doesn't judge your circumstances, she seeks to understand them. With her, you feel seen and valued, not for what you do or say, but simply for who you are. Her empathy is not a fleeting gesture, it's a way of being that creates a safe space for others to grow and heal. What makes her empathy so powerful is its depth. She doesn't offer surface-level sympathy, she meets you where you are. Whether you're at your lowest or facing a struggle you can't quite put into words, she has a way of stepping into your shoes and walking alongside you. She doesn't minimize your pain or try to rush you through it. Instead, she helps you carry it, showing you that you don't have to face life's challenges alone. Her understanding is transformative because it's rooted in genuine care. She doesn't assume she has all the answers, nor does she pretend to know exactly what you're going through. Instead, she creates an environment where you feel free to express yourself without fear of judgment. Her approach reminds you that being understood is one of the most healing experiences in life, and she offers that gift freely. Through her empathy, she teaches a lesson that words often fail to convey: the importance of compassion. She shows you that understanding others is not just about listening, but about truly connecting with their humanity. Her ability to see beyond the surface inspires you to do the same, not just for others, but for yourself as well. You begin to realize that empathy isn't a weakness, it's a strength that builds bridges, mends wounds, and transforms lives. Her example reminds you that understanding is not just about changing someone else's life, it's about opening your heart in ways that change your own. She has a way of guiding you toward yourself, encouraging you to discover who you truly are. It's not through force or persuasion, but through her unwavering belief in your potential. She doesn't hand you the answers or dictate the path you should take. Instead, she inspires you to ask the right questions, to dig deep within, and to uncover the person you were meant to be. With her, self-discovery doesn't feel like a task, it feels like an adventure. Her encouragement is subtle yet profound. She doesn't impose her own dreams or expectations onto you. Instead, she helps you uncover your own. She challenges you to think beyond what you've been told about yourself, to question the limits you've accepted, and to redefine what you believe is possible. Through her example, she shows you that discovering who you are is not about finding perfection, but embracing your uniqueness, flaws and all. She creates an environment where you feel safe to explore and take risks. Mistakes aren't seen as failures, but as opportunities to learn and grow. She encourages you to step outside your comfort zone, not by pushing you, but by walking beside you, reminding you of your strength every step of the way. Her faith in you is a constant reminder that you are capable of more than you realize. Her influence teaches you that self-discovery is a process, not a destination. It's about peeling back layers, breaking down walls, and allowing yourself to be vulnerable enough to grow. She helps you see that your worth isn't tied to what you do or achieve, but to who you are at your core. And as you journey toward understanding yourself, you realize that her encouragement wasn't about leading you to a version of yourself she envisioned. It was about helping you uncover the person you were always meant to be. There are moments in life when the noise of the world drowns out the clarity of your purpose. But then there are people who remind you why you started in the first place. She is one of those rare individuals whose presence reignites your sense of direction. She doesn't need to say much. Her life is a reflection of purpose lived boldly and authentically. In her, you see a reminder that your life has meaning, and that every step you take, no matter how small, is part of a bigger plan. Her ability to remind you of your purpose is not about giving you answers, it's about helping you ask the right questions. She challenges you to reflect, to remember what drives you, and to reconnect with the deeper reasons behind your journey. When doubts creep in, when the weight of challenges makes you question everything, she has a way of bringing you back to your why. It's not through force or urgency, but through gentle clarity, as if she sees the part of you that's been lost and helps guide it back home. What makes her reminder so powerful is the way she aligns her actions with her own purpose. Watching her live with intention and conviction inspires you to do the same. She teaches that purpose isn't about perfection or having it all figured out. It's about striving for something greater than yourself. Her example shows you that even on the hard days, when progress feels invisible, your purpose remains your anchor, grounding you in what truly matters. She reminds you that purpose isn't just about achieving goals, it's about who you become along the way. It's about the lives you touch, the lessons you learn, and the values you uphold. Through her, you see that purpose doesn't always have to be grand or world-changing to be meaningful. Sometimes it's found in the quiet commitment to do your best, to grow, and to keep moving forward. Her presence becomes a compass, pointing you back to the truth that your life is significant and that you are here for a reason. She doesn't just walk into your life, she transforms it. Through her resilience, actions, support, empathy, and unwavering belief in your potential, she becomes a catalyst for your growth. She reminds you of your purpose, encourages you to uncover your true self, and shows you the power of living with intention. Her presence teaches you that life's greatest lessons often come through people who inspire us not with their words, but with their lives. The message she leaves you with is clear: you are capable of more than you imagine. Your purpose is waiting, your strength is within reach, and your journey is yours to claim. Let her example be the spark that ignites your own transformation. And when you rise, carry forward what you've learned, because just as she has changed your life, you too have the power to change the lives of others.